Thank you very much, Joe. Yeah, guys, they're back in it, SK Gaming Prime. And I gotta say, indeed, as they mentioned as well, the Ahri ban, absolute necessity, I feel like. Orianna as well. And then we had Syndra and Azerath on the other side, which forced Febiven on a different style of champion. But I'll get to that in a second. What I actually want to say is, first pick Rengar, and then on the other side, they could lock in a Maokai and a Kassadin, which basically gives them all the tools to build their perfect combo.
WTF. It's that simple. If you're going to first pick Rengar and you're not going to stomp the early in the mid game, you've done something wrong. They gave away two incredibly powerful picks. Maokai is probably the strongest champion in the top lane. He ran away with the game. Kassadin in the mid lane, you know, being played properly this time around, also had a phenomenal performance. I'd really have to question the picks and ban phase. I do want to give credit to SK Prime because changing from game 2 to game 3, they actually played their comfort picks. Z's in particular went back to Corki. He's a Corki Israel main. No idea why he tried Tristana in game 2, but he seems so much more comfortable and confident.
And just pretty much echoing what Trevor just said, you know, the fact is, if you are going to first pick a Rengar, you better be damn good on it. The fact is, he got caught out a couple of times in the jungle early on, as did a number of members, honestly, and it just worked out well. I mean, what you need to get a Kassadin going, you need to start catching people out. Sure as hell it worked, and What the Fox went on and win the game.
Yeah, good point. And you mentioned the Rengar, and I feel like, as I touched on a little earlier, we had Febiven coming in here with the Rise. Not a champion you can just jump in, jump out, or you have to flash and then snare someone. And then they tried and kind of do it with the Rengar at a point where he wasn't too tanky, he couldn't survive, and he couldn't burst anyone down. So they lacked the decent initiation to go in there.
I mean, it's the combo. It's the right combo. It's absolutely the right way of doing it. If they're against the Kassadin, they needed it. They needed the Rise to go in. The Deficio was mentioning it at the time during the game. A Rise up against the Kassadin, it does work. But when you start to fall behind, the rest of the team was just playing well, and suddenly SK Prime had found themselves like, guys, you remember how to team fight? I think I remember how to team fight. Let's actually do it. And it suddenly worked out for them. And it was a complete role reversal of the last 2 games. You know, SKP have just suddenly woke up.
Yeah, they really just played for time as well. They got control of the game, and it was a slow way to victory, but they took almost all the dragons in the early game. They really bullied H2k around, and there was no point where you looked at that and you went, oh, H2k are in it. It was just SK Prime wrangled control and never let go.
Yeah, and had a great wombo combo going on there also with their comp. Let's actually take a look at one of the dragons fights coming in there for SK Prime that they played good.
So this is just during the laning phase, and I wanted to play this replay just to highlight just how clean and crisp SK Prime were actually playing. Roll the clip out. It's going to result in them finding 2 kills onto H2k, and double teleports from the top laners. But SK Prime, again, they're tight-knit, they're grouped up. Febiven can't get involved. He was coming from the top lane down, and you'll actually notice that Odawamne, he cancelled his teleport. And it was just, SK Prime jumped on H2k, seized an opportunity, burned a teleport, got a dragon. And they did this repetitively every 6 or 7 minutes to build up a very big lead.
I say wombo combo, the Nami ult missed, and we didn't see Jarvan ult, but hey.
It'll come later, I'm sure.
What got the kills going? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's what started everything off.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's actually take a look at a team fight a little bit later in the game. Maybe we will see that wombo combo this time around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we do. Now, this is a much cleaner team fight. Ends up being an ace against H2k. 7 minutes in the game, as we talked about. Small advantages being crept up by SK Prime. Roll the clip out and just take a look at just how focused SK Gaming Prime are. H2k are grouped up. Teleport is available for both of the respective top laners, and you'll notice that Maokai has just hit base. So Smitty J is going to start teleporting it directly onto the dragon. Tidal Wave catches 4, and the rest of SK Prime just sit behind that front line. Smitty J sitting on the front line. You do see that What the Fox is going in to start cleaning house. And it's just a matter of letting Z's finish off with that Valkyrie, with the Corki. Well executed, well targeted, and D-Man said it best. Hey guys, we know how to team fight.
And honestly, I would question why H2k went into that fight. If you look at even just the mid laners, it was 2-0-2 Kassadin. He'd already got his Rod of Ages, he'd got a needlessly large rod on there. If you looked at the Rise, he'd got the Tear and a Catalyst. You're kind of outpowered at that point. Hadn't got the Rod of Ages completed, so you've got to question why they even took that team fight in the first place.
It also could stem from 2 fairly convincing wins. I mean, you've got this comp, and it could have been a state of overconfidence that H2k came in there and like, we can win this, we've won everything else we've done. But not reading the situation correctly, and it felt like a slow strangle, this game, but I think you have to give a lot of credit to SK. They played patiently and controlled, and their objective game was sound.
Yeah, so going into the next game, the playing field is not evened up now, but it's certainly a boost coming out here for SK Prime. I think they know what to do now, maybe. Can they repeat it?
Well, it's all about the pick and ban phase this time around. You know, don't pick stupid champions. As simple as that. You know, play what you're best at, and sure as hell you may actually.
Hey, I think
win
Akali's cool.
I'm gonna expand on that. Not only do I agree with the point, don't pick in a stupid order. If you're going to lock in Rengar, fine, but don't do it first at the cost of Maokai and Kassadin. You have to get those off the table. You've seen how impactful they are in game.
Yeah, we're going to see who gets the upper hand in the pick and ban phase. We have to take another break, but afterwards, we'll have Game 4 between SK Gaming Prime and H2k Gaming for the Summer Challenger titles. We'll be right back.